Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course from New Earth One Network. This is designed exclusively for your higher self connection and embodiment. Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course. This is Intro to Lightbody Prana-Yoga for New Earth Entry. And our instructor today is a very special, beautiful person, Merissa Marcuccella. She's here with this new practice that she is bringing to our planet now. Welcome, Merissa.
Thank you so much, Loren. Hello, everybody. Aloha. I'm so excited to just be here and share this amazing technology with you all. So 12 years ago, I got certified to teach yoga, and it's just been a beautiful journey of my practice and how that leads us more deeply within in our embodiment journey. And last year in 2020, when we had that big eclipse and all of those, the conjunctions and everything in January, I started to take notes and kind of channel from the inside, if you will, a whole new practice of yoga where I was adding on all of these layers, working with energies and kind of shamanic healing and starting to see from the inside in my body where old memories were stored. And it was this really kind of a psychedelic internal surfing of my body through movement. And so from that, Lightbody Prana Yoga was born. And the very first sequence that I created was all about angelic DNA activation, because I was realizing like, wow, we have so much tension in our scapula, our shoulder blades, and also a lot is stored in the back of the heart chakra. And so I was just going through my own, physical discomfort, pain, and tension, and realizing, oh my gosh, this is a wound here in the back that's kind of creating some tension that's crystallized, and that's actually our wings, and my wings want to unfold. So it's a beautiful multidimensional practice. What I really love about this style of yoga is that it is restorative, or some of us are familiar with these terms, restorative yoga or yin yoga, which is much more passive and meaning that it's not an intermediate or advanced kind of movement. A lot of this is working on gaining flexibility, and stretching and getting a little bit more movement. Maybe a lot of us are more sedentary. So I'm just really excited about this because it's, I believe, a yoga for every body type. Most of this is going to be done on the floor, just different stretches. And so I'm just so excited about this.
We're going to experience a little mini session with you on this. Do you want to say anything more about the back of the heart chakra and maybe what you've experienced yourself?
I think that because, just even the way we're designed, our eyes looking forward. So we have to really be cognizant of what's in the back. And that's on so many layers. That's quite a multidimensional concept. Like, what are we carrying? The baggage, if you will, right? So I think that it's an area that until we know to go there, or maybe the signal comes, the information or the message comes through physical pain, or tension in the shoulder area or an injury perhaps, it's one of those things that when you're ready to know, you're going to find out, oh, I need to actually go back there. There's a lot, the whole back body is neglected just because we just didn't realize this. And that's what we're working with here with Lightbody Prana Yoga, is that we're working with all of the layers. We have many bodies, many energy bodies. So we're working with, the front, the sides, the back, inside and out. And what I wanted to share, which is one of my favorite aspects of this practice, is it's all about embodiment. And a dear friend of mine shared, oh my gosh, if you break up the word embodiment, we have emotions, body, and mind all in one, the total holographic, embodied human experience right there in the word. And I thought, wow. And so that was coming through as I was developing this yoga style. And to add on to that, another layer was within the last few months, my guides were saying, okay, you want to up level your life? You need to make space. I said, okay, how do I do that? They say, you need to make space in your body, in your physical body, your emotions, your mind, all of the fields to hold the new light. The new light of new earth is here, and it is up to us to create the space so that then all of the geometries, everything that we are, is rearranged, right, to create that space accordingly. And that's what's really beautiful about this practice, is that that's exactly what we're doing. We're breathing and we're using our mind and our focus with the breath to explore and just feel like, wow, what does that feel like in there? Also using concepts like the alchemy of the body. So, the left side traditionally being the divine feminine, right? The right side being the divine masculine. And even the simple act of bringing our hands together, in prayer pose, that is unification right there of the polarities of our beingness. So we start to see how really beautiful every aspect of our beingness can be. And when we start to mindfully touch and really feel our body and start to really have a quantum leap, a shift in how we perceive our body temple, and really starting to look at it as the ancient, rishis of yoga wanted us to understand and discover, that it's the temple of the soul, the avatar. So the more that we start to look at it from an expanded understanding of having memory, not only memory of what happened before, but also under that, information for what's to come, everything is already here. So it starts to get really amazing and pretty mind-blowing in all the layers of the intricacy of us.
I call it multi-dimensional yoga. We are really looking forward to a little practice with you.
So essentially, this is a practice to activate our higher frequency DNA. It's our angelic soul aspects as well as our divine soul missions, all from the inside out. So the way that this is a multidimensional practice is we're starting to understand that we do have many different bodies, and in the traditional yogic scriptures and the Ayurveda, the Vedic scriptures, they talked about these different sheets of all these energy bodies, and eventually they go out into infinity. And so it's up to us to start to sensitize to them again. And they're intricately linked to our mind and our heart and our emotions, and the beliefs that are stored in here, different illnesses. All of this is impacting the energy. The imprints are there, even if it's not something we can see, automatically with our immediate 3D eyeballs, it's there. So what I wanted to share with this is the first body that I encountered. If you all are familiar with the fabulous work of Eckhart Tolle, he talks about the pain body. And so that's a body that's around us, that is kind of a veil, if you will, to the embodiment process. It's like the initiation that we all have to be committed and devoted with self-love to address, to witness. So this is the wounding, this is the shamanic soul healing piece, where we decide, I'm no longer satisfied with this identity. I know there's more. So how can I go through to the other side? And that's where in this practice, we bring in the shamanic healing and the ancestral clearing, because even in our physiology, let's say, for instance, like, okay, like this whole part of my face is my dad, right? So when I look in the mirror into my eyes, I see my father and my patrilineal line, and so much more with that. So every piece of our physiology has the codes of our ancestral heritage in there, for better or worse. And so it's all about integration, right? So if we want to go deeper into the light body, we first have to be ready and excited about going through the pain body. And that's where all the trauma or wounding is. And it could show up in tension, you know, in our physical body, or an injury, or you'll notice like, oh my gosh, I'm always getting my injuries on the left. Like, how weird is that? So everything is, you know, in its multidimensionality is so symbolic of our life's journey and how we can go to the next step. Why this came to be so critical right now is this whole concept of our light quotient and embodying and awakening more levels of our DNA, you know, and we have to make the physical space for that. This is a whole multidimensional level. It has to do with the quality of our thoughts, you know, and our emotions, all of that. It's all electromagnetics. And what we're doing with practices like this is we're creating a whole new neural network inside. You know, we have to have the circuitry aligned so that we can embody these higher influxes of light. And so this is how this came through really strong, how this all circled around again within the last few months with my guide saying, you've got to make room for the new light. Because what's happening when we're watching the space weather, I'm very passionate about checking into the Schumann resonance and like, okay, is this a plasma thing coming in right now? Like, what's the cosmic, you know, activity? Because it impacts our bodies and our minds, our nervous systems, everything. And this is what I realized. We have to work through the pain body first, which is all the old story. And then we're in the now moment. We have access to the 0 point technology that is all around us right now in the new light. So that's the preemptive work to access. By clearing out the old, we make space for the new and true and the aligned. The next layer onto that, which is where the Lightbody Prana Yoga comes in, is that every day, so after we've done our clearing of the old life and we're disentangling ourselves, we're detoxing at the cellular level from 3D, right? From old earth. This is all part of building new earth from the inside. So then we've done that bit, which is big. Then we're here every day, every moment, we're receiving more influxes of light codes. So this is where, like you're saying, Loren, the crystallization of the old must be, you know, released out so that we can then receive the guidance of what's coming in every day. Because there are codes coming in every day. And a really important message I want to share with everyone is that everything we've ever asked for and dreamt of is right in front of us. We have to make space for it, right? By allowing the new to come through. So it's just this beautiful practice. And this is what I realized so much for myself was, oh my gosh, we have to move every day. If we're exhausted, you know, maybe we don't feel well, we're integrating, that's okay. We can lay on the floor and we can do some stretches and open the major parts of the body, open the neck, and let the light codes pour through the body so we can receive the intel.
So we invite everyone to get comfortable. All right, Merissa, thank you.
So you guys, we could do this sitting in a chair if you like, or sitting on the floor, whatever is comfortable for you. What's fun about this practice that we're going to be doing together is that there are modifications. So you can do most of the things we're going to be doing sitting in a chair or lying down or sitting on the floor, depending on what we're doing. So what we're going to do together right now, I'm so excited about this, is we're going to do a little embodiment activation. And then from there, we're going to do an aura light dusting, which is a beautiful kind of a body blessing to just bring that prana mindfully into our fields. So first thing is I just want to invite you all to just close your eyes and take some breaths and just come out of the thinking mind and into more of the perceiving and the feeling of the body. And then I want to invite you to open your eyes and just look at your palms and soften your gaze and just turn on your divine eyes, the eyes of your angelic divine source aspect, and look at your hands. Just look at your palms, you know, and just really taking in like, wow, like these are my hands. I create with these, you know, I do so much with these, and just really starting to put this layer of a divine appreciation of the physical body as this just incredible tool for us, you know, to manifest through. And then I want to invite you to close your eyes again. And we're going to place our hands, our palms on our sides, kind of by your rib cage here, just on your sides, kind of just cupping the ribs. And just take a breath in and feel your ribs, how they flare out a little bit here. And from there, take your hands further down your sides into your hips. And just, feeling the body as we breathe here. And we're starting to unify here. The focus of the mind with gratitude and just kind of awe, really. This is my body. I mean, this is amazing. It works so perfectly. I don't have to think about it. And then I want to just invite you to take your hands to your chest and the higher heart and just place your hands there and just breathe. And I just want to welcome you to your body and really start to feel into the magic and how perfect, what a gift it is to have a body, and what a pleasure and joy it is to nourish it. That self-care is such a powerful entry into New Earth, really. We soften into ourselves. Just really starting to contemplate and recognize the majesty, the miracle of you, of this life and your body. And just soften your mind and just truly see your body for its glory, beauty, the strength, and its power. Just that healing potential of appreciation. Just feel that in your cells. This was just really remarkable when we pause and really just come in. And this is an invitation for all of us, star beings, the light beings, the star seeds. We've had a hard time being here in the body. And I definitely did. I'm 33 and it took, I think, like 30 years for me to really want to be in the body and start to appreciate it. And when I began my embodiment journey, July of 2018, I started to realize, wow, like we need to surf inside of this here. This is where the magic is. And so now you can keep your eyes closed. We're going to go into what I like to call an aura light dusting. And we're going to be sweeping just blessings and grace into the body, into the fields here. So you can start to see and understand through experience how easy it is to all of a sudden just fluff up your whole aura with light and healing energies. So inhale deeply and exhale and smile. And just intend here that you're opening up your energy fields, the portal chakras you have in your palms of your hands, your soles of your feet. Just tuning into that heart chakra, the unified field, unified heart chakra, the torus of our beingness energetically here. Seeing it on and open, spinning. Just breathe in the gratitude, bringing yourself into the realms of appreciation. And what we're going to do now is we're going to inhale with our arms out to our sides. And you're welcome to open your eyes if you need to watch what I'm doing. We're going to inhale and we're going to scoop up the energy out to the sides here. And we're going to scoop it from the top, and we're just going to bring it down the front body along the central line, and just invoking the blessings, the divine grace, the energies of Source Creator. So we're going to inhale and do it again, arms up overhead, like you're scooping that energy and just showering it. And now what I want to invite you to do is put your hands gently on the top of your head and the back of your head, and just gently dusting the forehead and around the eyes, your face, and your neck, and throat and chest. And we're going to take an inhale here. And then exhale, arms down, hands down the sides. And we're just kind of, draping, brushing that energy, feeling it through our palm chakras, going through the body. So we'll do that one more time. Inhale, arms up overhead, invoking that golden white crystalline light and bringing it down, and just literally touching your body, your top of your head, scalp, back of the neck, and just wherever you feel guided, the chest, the shoulders, your arms. It's just an action of bringing that divine energy through you, because you are the conduit, you are the instrument. So make your embodiment work for you, and just feel that energy. And another really nice one is when we inhale, is you kind of circle the arms. So you have your arms out in front, and then you take your right palm to your left palm and just gently bring your fingers and your palms on the inner sides of that arm and across the chest and collarbones. And then you kind of repeat like a following, like a circle. And when we bring our hands like this on the inner parts of our arms or our legs, this is the divine feminine inside, which is kind of interesting to think, okay, so the parts of the body that don't get as much exposure, the insides of the arms, legs, the sides that are kind of hidden, if you will, that's on another aspect of divine feminine. You notice how soft is that skin, and how impactful does it feel to just gently brush your skin with your fingers? Like, oh my gosh. So we're going to do just one more sweep through of the aura. So just inhale, arms out to the sides. And as you exhale, just envision this golden shower of energy just flowing through your entire field, just lighting you up from the cells. And then just bring your hands to your heart again when you're ready, and just close your eyes, and we're going to seal the benefits here. And I just want to invite you to just feel that fullness of light, of source, of the heavenly realms. Just feel that fullness in your field. It's like this bubble of satisfaction around and through you. And just tune in to keep the connection. Just breathing deeply into the belly here. And then this is a beautiful way to seal the benefits of this practice. My teacher taught me this many years ago. When you're ready and you feel complete out loud, you say, regrid, click, and then you snap it all into place. You've locked it into the field. So you've realigned your fields and their structure and sealed this frequency. And it is embodied. Yeah, beautiful. So regrid, click, and you can snap your fingers, you can clap. You'll just notice that sound just cuts through and just, yeah, we're sealed in now. And that's a nice taste of what we're going to be doing. Each week we have a different focus on the body and different codes that are stored there from what I've discovered, and you will discover your own really cool stuff about the body, your body too. So are you feeling altered? I'm definitely feeling altered right now. I hope you all are feeling this. I'm getting real giggly in here.
That was a little taste of this beautiful modality. We want to share now that this is something that you can do regularly with Merissa. This gives us an inner strength to be out in the world and not be triggered as much. And so since we're doing it from this inside out, it helps us see some of the triggers. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Oh, sure. For me personally, practices like this just fortify your field so much. And you really are sealed into your own field. You've set the light and the geometries up in such a fashion through your intention, your aligned, heartfelt, pure intention, that it's like this path. If you get a visual here, it's like the heart just sets this big tractor beam kind of just beaming out, and that's what you walk through. So even if you're out and about and you're in other dimensions, as you're going around and interacting with other people, you're walking through that heart portal as New Earth, as a living being, a pillar of light in your community, but walking through as New Earth. And it's very interesting because when we do elevated practices like this, it affects our frequency greatly, where we're in a higher frequency, and you really don't get triggered because you're able to see, through your multidimensional perspective, where people are coming from. And it's not personal. And we begin to really embody and understand none of it ever was personal. Everyone is in their own reality, and it's perfect for where they are, right? And, and who are we to judge it? And so that's why I love practices like this, because it takes us and helps us to embody divine mind and really see through the heart with compassion and that Christ consciousness, seeing with divine neutrality. So it's been very helpful for me. I'm in California. There's a lot going on here. But when I do this practice, I just feel strong and stabilized. I've created those fields within me. And then I go out, and another thing that's fascinating right now is, we've got the masks on, but we can transmit so much light through our eyes when we look at people, and we connect with people just through the eyes, the light codes that come through our eyes. So these are all just ways that, for now, while things are coming into a harmony and upgrading on all levels, this is how we can be the lighthouse. That image of the lighthouse for our children, our families, our neighbors, when we go to the grocery store, when we pump gas, and, be stewards of light in the community. And it takes self-care like this to hold that. That's why I'm just so excited to offer this, because it's helped me so much. And yeah, I can't wait for others to experience it too.
Yes, really, it is support for bringers of the light bringers, the way showers. But what you were just saying there, Merissa, is that if all we do is share a smile with our eyes, those light codes do tremendous work in uplifting the vibration. And I'm getting goosebumps right now because that's what your work does. That's what we're all here to do at this time. So thank you for these courses. Now, these are going to be held each week. They're in a series of 6. When we show up together in a group, the energy's amplified, the experience is beautiful. And I want to reiterate that it's effortless.
It's true. It really is. Just show up and breathe with us and enjoy. And I know that's like, the antithesis of everything we've ever thought before, but the beingness becomes more simple as we allow,
I love that, Merissa. Show up and breathe. Show up and breathe.
Yeah.
And speaking of breathing, Merissa also has a course, Power of Conscious Breathing. And we're going to show a snippet of that. So you get a feel of the importance of this pranayama that tunes us in so quickly.
And I wanted to add that pranayama course, and as well as the course we did together last year in February, the frequency of immunity. Both of those are part of this package, because we really want you to feel supported and empowered, on all levels of being. So breath and immunity, and as well as the movement and working with the light itself, just to really offer you just a beautiful, comprehensive package. So let's do some breath anatomy. Okay, so we have 3 layers of the lungs. And this is like in the promo where I say, oh my gosh, do you know most people, they're doing this shallow chest breathing. And that's a learned response. That's a trauma response, actually. A lot of us unconsciously are at, even just the minute base level of trauma response with this shallow breathing right in the top. And that is the tippy top of the lungs. That's just the tiniest little bit. So I want to encourage and expand your lungs with your insight here for full oxygenation for your cells, and just to have this calm, open presence, which is naturally who you are. So as babies, most of us, depending on our journey, most of us though, as babies at least, we breathed into the belly. You notice babies full belly breathing, expanded belly. Think about the Buddhas and all of the different rishis and the different sages that we see, the teachers, they have a kind of a Buddha belly. Even Buddha himself had a Buddha belly, a big belly, because he's belly breathing. It's expanding those muscles. So most of us breathe initially that way, organic Buddha belly breathing. But then, we come into this plane, there's a lot going on here, right? So the soul is this ethereal soul, subtle realm, with everything being very loud and, a lot, and everything our soul signed up for. So with that, we start to unconsciously, we're shutting down. We're kind of starting to contract our light to survive, right? But in doing so, we're also doing that with our life force, with our lungs. So then that's making us only breathe shallowly in here into the upper layers of the chest. And this is what's stimulating this kind of a baseline underneath the layers of our experience, a constant fight or flight. And then no wonder so many of us have adrenal fatigue, right? Epstein-Barr, what's the other one? Chronic fatigue, right? Because we're not getting the full effects of what we could access. So I would just invite us together here. We're going to celebrate the breath of life. So I want you guys, if you want to close your eyes, sometimes for me, the eyes open is distracting because we take in so much intel through our eyes. So if you want to close your eyes and take your hands, and put them, if you need to sit on the edge of your seat, if that helps you to sit up more straight with your spine, and take your hands and put them right where the kind of your ribs, the bottom of the rib cage at your sides. So you can kind of feel that little like butterfly wingtip of your rib cage, but you're feeling your sides. And just start to feel. I want to connect you in the mind, body, spirit connection with the muscles, with the active respiration that's happening in the physical vehicle here. So just keeping your hands on your sides under the rib cage. And I want you to start to bring your attention into your belly and start to breathe into the belly. And we'll take a few breaths here. Just feel your hands on your sides and breathe into the belly and feel the expansion. And also the contraction as the breath leaves. So breathe into the belly and feel it expanding like a balloon with air. This is just starting to connect you with this process, this beautiful organic process. So just keep breathing there and just connecting. And this is the diaphragm here. This is the lowest, deepest part of your breath. This is where the breath is supposed to start. In the belly, as the belly contracts and expands with air, the diaphragm is pulled down. And if we have tension in the solar plexus area, it's going to make it harder to breathe deep, which is fine. It's just bringing body awareness to different responses that we hold, patterning. It's okay. It's just want you to have awareness of it so we can stretch it out. So breathe again in the belly, feeling it expand. And then bring your hands up a little bit more now. Maybe like for women, like almost under the breast line. For men, it's like it's mid, kind of not quite armpit, about midway. And just once you have your hands there, now we're really feeling the ribs and just breathing in there. Now this is the mid chest area. So now you're feeling how when you breathe into the belly and keep breathing in, and we may be tight, it's okay. This is the awareness again. There's no judgment with how much air we can get today. This is the start. But I want you to just observe how, you breathe into the belly and it starts to rise up. So we breathe into the belly as the balloon first. And as we continue to inhale, it expands the chest, the rib cage starts to expand sideways, wider. And there's not a ton of movement with the rib cage, but you can sense it. Those intercostal muscles there, it's the muscles that are around the ribs. And just keep breathing into the belly and feeling it come up a little bit into the mid lungs as you keep breathing in and expand the sides. So we really want to start to get acquainted with that sensation of feeling the breath rise from the lower belly, kind of into the mid belly, and how that expands the chest. And then the third piece is let's take our hands and just kind of put them on the breastbone, kind of the collarbone area here. And we're going to connect with the very tippy top of the lungs. So I'll demonstrate with my hands what's going on. So as we're inhaling into the belly, we feel that start to expand out. And then the breath continues to rise up into the chest. And then as we come to the very tippy top, there's this beautiful splaying open, a very subtle action of energy of the collarbones, as this is the very last bit. So what I want to describe to you now is, having your hands where they are on that chest, on the thymus area. This is a great place, this is the higher heart too. A great place to put our hands and our attention. But now I want to walk you through just kind of narrating the whole experience. So just inhaling in through the belly and letting that fill. Feeling that as you continue to inhale, coming into the chest. And then we're going to sip. So right when you think you can't fit any more airs, until you really can't fit anything else in there. And that's going to start to get us acquainted like a straw until there's no more room. And it's going to get us acquainted with the very tippy top lungs here and starting to acclimate them to receiving. because the potential is like, it's like seven. I can't find the note I had on how we measure in gas with volume, so I apologize, I can't remember the metrics, but it's like we're taking in like 700 whatever the metric of is of this, and it's the potential is like 7,000, of these gas units. So we have a huge potential here to bring in. So just really thinking about that and feeling into that.
Marissa has a beautiful teaching style, and the graphics that she uses really helps explain it. And it's so popular with those who see it. So thank you for showing up in such an exquisite way with that modality. Thank you for this. The special offer with the yoga, the light body prana yoga for New Earth entry is available right here on this webpage. And you can join anytime you want. It's an immediate download for those courses. And all the sessions will be recorded. So if you miss a session live, you'll still have it. So literally, you could do these every day of the week. But then each week for 6 weeks, Marissa's going to take you to a different part of the body. So you'll really have a collection of beautiful work to put into your life every day. And then you'll do these again and just keep the cycle going, because we find that people really do like the community in groups like this. You do them on Zoom and people can share their video if they wish. You want to add anything else about that platform for connecting?
Well, I think you reminded me that we are also going to include two bonus sessions with this. So there's going to be 2 weeks out of these 6 weeks where we're going to hang out after class, and we're going to do a cosmic Q&A. So if you want to share, like, oh my gosh, I just had this incredible heart opening, or I just had this realization, or I was finally able to breathe and exhale out that block I've had, sharing what we're experiencing from inside the body to really cultivate that sense of community. And then also if you have questions too, to go deeper together. So we're going to be doing that. And, I think I can't remember which weeks right now, but yeah, there's going to be 2 weeks where we do that.
Yes, beautiful to hang out together and just to share the experiences. We love doing that. We love getting together with our community and our audience. So, another good group coming for those who are into this. We know that when groups gather like this, the right people come, and it's just right for everybody, as if well, it's not as if, but our higher selves literally do orchestrate this for these gatherings. And it's so beautiful to witness and come together in these magical ways. Awesome. And I wanted to say as well that Marissa, also, we're going to include this as another bonus, the beautiful sound session that you did
Okay,
for simply the high vibrational experience that it was. You
awesome.
want to share anything about that?
Yes, actually, I've just been reflecting on this. It was such a powerful vortex we were in. This was last year for Easter, and we're having the resurrection codes, and we're getting ready to come into those. So it's kind of exciting to have that come back again. And that was really a channeled experience of embodying our sovereignty by taking our crowns, taking our divine inheritance of, freeing ourselves and putting our crowns on. And it was really a sublime experience. And we had the didgeridoo with that, which was so powerful for sound healing, along with the depth of that work that we did, of that meditation. So yeah, it was such a sublime experience. It's one of those where it's like, it's so unique, you can't recreate that one. It was just really a divine, yeah, that was so special, Loren. And then we made it happen too. It was hard to
And
make it happen.
yes, and it's a higher perspective on the coronavirus. I
Right.
know there's a lot of conversation about who done it,
Yeah.
but when we focus literally on the opportunities that were created from it, it's
Mhm.
very interesting that last year, isn't it interesting that this year Easter's on 4/4, but
Mhm.
last year for the 4/4 meditation, many people had crowns placed on the head. So to
Mhm.
see that you mentioned that again, Marissa, it just corroborates what so many are feeling. And it's all going to be good. And so it takes us inward so deeply. This journey, this past year has been a huge attention on the triggers because we're in situations where we could get triggered. But when we truly release judgment, right? This is a beautiful place to release judgment when we do this practice and come into practices like this. Because as we go into New Earth, there is no room for baggage and judgment. So this is helping us fully, physically move in to New Earth. And we know that New Earth is a vibration. And this practice and those like it help bring us into a high vibration.
Absolutely. I'm just so overjoyed to have this come through me and to be able to share this. This is something I never saw. Couldn't see these things coming. These are the gifts of the journey. We just keep going forward and we receive intel from inside. And that's my prayer for everyone who joins us in this beautiful work, is to discover more about yourself. And I call it the bloom factor. We're blooming through the heart chakra from the inside out and discovering more gifts and abilities. And that's what this practice will offer also, as we go through all the layers of being and just release and let the light flow in through us and see, like, oh my gosh, So thank you so much, Loren. Just wonderful.
And when we do this cleanup, this inside cleanup job, the inspiration, again, I just want to say it does flow. It becomes crystal clear, and we have beautiful aha moments, and the newness comes in. And so that is our world creating from this vibration and creating from our higher self, our embodiment, full of compassion, love, and integrity, and so much more. I truly believe in a new earth like that. And so, as we close, Merissa, your vision of new earth?
Oh boy. Well, I was cracking up, you guys, because if you look at both of our screens today, I said, Loren, we're both in Lemuria today, and how wonderful. So for me, New Earth is beauty on all levels. The environment, nature, our connection, really starting to embody the sacred interconnectivity of all things, realizing the powerful impact we have with the quality of our thoughts, um, realizing all new definitions of abundance, generosity, mindfulness. It's just a beautiful network, a heart-centered living where there's so much connectivity, and everyone is holding one another, supporting, meaning that we realize we're not separate, right? And when we realize we're not separate, that judgment goes aside. That's why all these things, these old garments have to be removed in order to enter New Earth. But it's the higher divine human, the angelic that we all are. um, and that's why I'm so excited, to do this yoga together, because this will enable you to have that experience in your physical reality, because you're creating the circuitry through you. And that's also the definition for me of New Earth, is we create that, from the heart's vision. It's not something we ever could have really, guessed all the intricacies of the hows, because we're co-partnering with the divine. And so it's a lot of magic and surprises too. So that's my vision, just beauty and love, abundance, health, and joy, and creativity, and really being creative beings here, creative divine beings here. And the same for our children, and that kind of integration as a beautiful global population, family. Yeah.
Yes, yes, we are seeing a migration of the heart. We're even starting to see groups come together in different locations and migrate for the heart migration.
Mm.
Beautiful. So, if you're ready to expand your angel wings and work on your light body and raise your vibration and shift from the inside out, this is a beautiful opportunity for that with the light body prana yoga for new earth entry. Thank you, Merissa. This is beautiful. And those who wish to align with this are certainly welcome to do that. Thank you, Merissa.
Thank you so much, Loren. Thank you, everybody.
New Earth One Network is a community-supported network. Purchases on this website not only support you, but your community, as the light that you raise in yourself indeed radiates out to the community. It also supports the teachers who bring this information. Plus, we give a portion of our proceeds to support children in the highlands of the Andes through the Pasquet organization. Proceeds from this network have built a greenhouse in the Highland Andes for a local school, offering a supply of healthy organic food for school lunches. And over the years, we've supported a young adult as she graduated from school and focused on her career in tourism. These proceeds have also helped us create sustainable businesses in Peru, such as this chicken farm, which helped create an income for a family in need. We thank you for your purchases at New Earth One Network. Together, we are New Earth. soul shine, activations and meditations for unity consciousness. Check out the special upgrade offer to own the meditations and activations and music videos in this program. You'll also have access to a bundle of mastery empowerment courses from our New Earth One teachers.